crafty cowl, I wanted to find a stitch that would show off the colors in this yarn. So this is what the stitch is that I decided to use. This is the front of it. And then the back of the piece looks like this. And this can be a cowl. This can also be a wrap around your head, you know, to hold back your hair. And I made sure I made the chain long enough so that I could double the piece around my neck or head, whatever I choose to, however I choose to wear it, or however you choose to wear it. Okay, so mine measures, it is about 5.5 inches wide from here to here. And I put the same shell stitch along the edge here, you know, so it matches and looks nice and finished. Okay, so I'll tell you what yarn I used. This is the Yarn Bee authentic hand-dyed yarn. The colorway is Amber Medallion. There are 3.5 ounces, 400 yards in here. This is a Hobby Lobby brand. I'm in Canada, so it's nice to get Yarn Bee. Thank you, Dee. It's 100% superwash merino wool. The hook and knitting needle size is 3mm, and I did use a 3mm crochet hook. Now, I said there were 400 yards, and so I still have a lot left. You know, I can make something else. I'm not sure if I can make another one, but I could make something else. Maybe a long, thin scarf with this. I'm not really sure. But I chained, for this one I chained 252, and I worked in the round. And your stitch chain has to be a multiple of 7. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this yarn here for the actual tutorial, the Cotton Painterly Cakes by Karen, Yarn Inspirations Karen. This is, that other one was a super fine one. This is a medium 4. You can use whatever yarn weight you want. And let's see, this one suggests a 5mm. I'll be using a 5mm. And this one is, let's see, it's 60% cotton, 40% acrylic, 481 yards in here in this 227 gram ball. I'll have to tell you later how much I used to make this. Oh, this colorway, beautiful colorway, elderberry tea. It's just beautiful. Beautiful. There's blues in there and light blues and kind of grayish, and then this kind of rosy pink. It's just gorgeous. And I got this at Michael's. All right, so I'm going to make a chain and in multiples of 7. And we're going to work in the round. So let's start this chain. Okay, that's not the right hook. I'm using a 5 for this one. Okay, so in order to have a chain that does not twist, we're going to chain about 6. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we're going to pull up this loop a little bit. And then we're going to go to that first chain we made, put our hook in there, and then put our hook back in that loop. And then we're going to continue making our chains. Okay, multiples of 7. Make it the length that you would like. I'll come back and tell you how many chains I made. And then when you get to the end of your chain, what you'll do is grab your yarn and just pull it through just like that, and then you'll have your circle. Okay, it's it keeps your chain straight, and it also saves you a step from laying it down in front of you, straightening it out, make sure it's not twisted, and then hooking it together. So I usually use this on thin yarns, but I've been using it on thicker yarns later, like recently. All right, so I'll come back and I'll tell you how many chains I made. Now, since this is a 4-weight yarn, I only had to chain 140. Now this chain is going to go around my neck 2 times. Okay. Okay, when you get to the end of your chain, grab your yarn, pull it through both ends. And then what we're going to do for the first row is we're going to chain 1, and we're going to put a single crochet in every chain around. Okay, so since I have 140 chains in this one, I will have 140 single crochets when I've completed this row. And then we'll get into the next row, and the pattern will be a 2-row repeat after this row. Now I've counted my single crochets, and I have the same amount of single crochets as I did chains, which in my case was 140. So I'm just going to slip stitch right into that first single crochet I made. And then we are going to start the first of the 2-row repeat. So we're going to chain 1. Back in that stitch, we're going to put a double crochet, a chain of 3, 1, 2, 3, and then make a double crochet right back into that same stitch. Okay, now we're going to chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to skip 6 stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to go into the 7th with the same thing we just made, a double crochet, a chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and a double crochet. Okay, so that's what we're going to have around this whole row. Okay, chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, skip 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 into the 7th, put a double crochet, a chain 3, and a double crochet. Okay, I'll show you that one more time. Chain 4, 1, 2, okay, that was 1, 2, 3, and 4. Skip 6 stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Go in the 7th with a double crochet, chain 3, double crochet. Okay, double crochet, chain 3, and a double crochet. Okay, this is the first row of our 2-row repeat. Now here we are at the end of that first row of the 2-row repeat. This is what your row will look like. Okay, now at the end you're going to have 6 stitches left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So you're going to chain your 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and now you're going to go into the top of that first double crochet you made here. Just go into the top with your hook, make a slip stitch, and then we're going to slip stitch into the middle right here of that chain 3 space. Okay, and then chain 1. So right in the middle of that chain 3 space, we are going to make 7 double crochets. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 double crochets. Okay, and the next step is you have this chain 4 right here. You're just going to make a single crochet around that chain. And then you'll go on to your chain 3 space here and make 7 double crochets. And that's our repeat for this row. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And this is what we have so far. Okay, then you have that chain 4, put a single crochet around it. Go to your next, I guess it's like a V-stitch, but it's got this chain 3. Go right into it with 7 double crochets. And then make your single crochet around that chain 4. And then make your 7 double crochets in your next V. And continue that all the way around this row. When you get to the end of that second row repeat, your fan row, make your last 7 double crochets in that V-stitch. You'll have your chain 4. Go ahead and make your single crochet around that chain 4. And then we're going to slip stitch into this fan. Now look for your first double crochet and just slip stitch into the top of it. And we're going to slip stitch right until we get to the 4th double crochet. So that's 1, 2, 3, and then the 4th one. Now we're in the center of our fan. Okay, so now we're going to chain 1 and we're going to make that V-stitch again. So double crochet, chain 3, and double crochet in that same spot. Okay, now we want to go over to the center of our fan over here, so we're going to need to chain 4 to get there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Like we chained 4 in this first row. Okay, then we're going to go into that center fan, center double crochet in the fan, and make our double crochet, chain 3, and our double crochet. So we're just repeating that first row right here, this V-stitch row. Okay, chain 4. Go into the center double crochet of that fan with a double crochet, chain 3, double crochet. Okay, again, chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Go into that center double crochet. You can count here, 1, 2, 3, 4. Go in there with that double crochet, chain 3, double crochet. And I'll meet you at the end of this row. We're at the end of that first row, repeat again. So when you made your last V-stitch, chain 4 like before, 3, 4, and there's your first V-stitch of the row, and you're just going to slip stitch near the top of that first double crochet, and then slip stitch into the middle where that chain 3 space is, chain 1, and then you'll make your 7 double crochets. And then your single crochet around that chain 4 space, and then you'll go back, you'll go into this V-stitch, making your 7 double crochets again, and continue on with that. Make it as wide as you want. You know, if you want to make it to wear or as a cowl around your neck, or as a, you could even make a really long chain and make it so there's a long, just a long dressy kind of scarf. You could, you know, make it long enough to go around your neck a couple of times and then hang down in front. You could make it to go around your head, to, you know, as a hairband to hold your hair back. There are many things you can use it for. Use any weight yarn you want. If you have scrap yarn, I mean, I haven't used much of this yarn here. If you have scrap yarn, use that. I'm going to actually, when I'm finished the width I want, I'm going to weigh it and see how many grams it is and let you guys know, so you can use your scrap yarn. All right. When you've made the number of rows you want and you want to finish your piece, remember to put your single crochet around that chain 4. And then slip stitch into the first double crochet, slip stitch into a couple more, maybe into that 4th one like we were doing before, where we were working our V-stitch into that 4th one. So go like that, yeah, into the 4th one, slip stitch all the way into the 4th one, and then cut your yarn. And so when you're end, and that's it for that. Now we're going to do the other edge where we had started our piece. So I'm going to put that edging or that shell around here too. So let's do that. So I'm just going to do a slip knot. What I'm going to do is go right into here, right where our V-stitch was connected to, go right in there. Pull your yarn through, chain 1, and then put your 7 double crochets right in there. Excuse me, sorry. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then right around this whole thing here, put a single crochet. Go right back into this space here, make your 7 double crochets. Okay, and that's what it's going to look like. How does that look? And continue on, of course. Put your single crochet. And continue on making your 7 double crochets. If that's how you want to end off your edge there. So now your edges match here and here. All right, I'll be right back. I'm at the end of that trim row. But I think I said it matches, this will match this. It doesn't exactly, because we have this extra piece here. That was our single crochet row we did. So I think it looks kind of neat like that, and this is the other side of it. Yeah. So what do you guys think? I'd love to know what you're thinking. All right, so then we're going to we make our single crochet around it, and then we slip stitch into that first double crochet, into the second, the third, and the fourth. All right, I'll sew that end in later. So this is how wide I made this one. So I'm going to weigh it and then calculate how many grams it is. So this one's about 3.5 inches. You could use it as a very thin cowl, or like I said before, as a, double it up and put it as a wrap around your head to hold your hair back. Or you don't even have to double it up, you know what I mean? Just make it the size that would fit, around your head. Yeah, so many options. Use your creativity. All right, so let me weigh this. So it weighs 39 grams, so that is about 78 yards. So why am I telling you this? You only need about 78 yards of a 4-weight yarn to make this. You need less if you don't want it, if you only want it smaller, just to go around your head one time. Thank you, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this new design, and I will see you soon.